Hi everyone. Well, if you're here later, everyone. Right now, I am all by my lonesome. Decided to take a break today and get started with the art live streams again. It's been a while. Um, and I'm in my kitchen at this point. Still don't have my art room set up. Nothing behind on everything, but that's life. Um, I don't have a computer at my side right at the moment. And so I just want to make sure that you guys realize that if the live chat does really get going, I have to use my iPhone and I'm not going to be sharing links and things like that. Um, so just needed to kind of have a time today. Hey, Blue! Let me make sure I can see a chat on my phone. Yep, and I got sound. Make sure I can see a chat on my Yay! Phone. And we have sound. Hi, Holly! Yeah, so I am here. Which is better than I have been for a while, I'll tell you. So, if anybody'd seen my last update stream, things are kind of right now about the same. Um, Pumpkin is just a photo, unfortunately, because it's a cat that belongs to a fellow nurse of mine. So I did print the picture out. She crochets a lot, and I could not duplicate the crocheted blanket. It was as bad as a textured pillow on the dog painting. No, just a quick update. Yeah, I miss Paranor a lot. And that one still sits with me. And the fact that he passed away the same time my husband almost did was just really, really bad. But anyway, what's going on with him is, Mudbrooker! Looks like no hyperbaric chamber. They were talking about that for a while to get some extra oxygenation to his legs and help the wounds on the feet heal enough that they could do skin grafts. They still are thinking that there might be skin grafts. We have an appointment with a surgeon on the 28th or 29th of September. So we'll see how far it gets there. I am doing the dressing changes every day, just once a day, because it's just not affordable, I'll tell you. And when the insurance says, well, you can buy them over the counter, yet they'll cover medications like Tylenol, which you can buy over the counter. The logic just escapes me. But so far, oh, thank you, Holly. Thank you. So far, we're keeping an eye on like his potassium levels and the fluid buildup. What are you doing back there? Oh, he's eating. Just to make sure, because his body for some reason is not kicking out the fluid, even though there's nothing wrong with the kidneys. I don't understand. Former dialysis nurse, I do not understand what's happening there. But, at least it's not renal involvement, so it's not chronic dialysis or anything like that, thankfully. Because that's a set of problems all on its own. It's been a challenge. I'm working just one job now so that I can be home with him more and take care of things at home as much as I can. But here I have 3 days off, and what did I do the first 2 days? I did nothing but sleep. It's like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I can't get out of bed. It's just been a nightmare. And then tomorrow I work a 16-hour shift. like, what is wrong with me? So, yeah. But even though things are tighter, it's nice being able to be home. Hi, Nebulana. Um, it's very nice to be home a lot more. I was working over 60 hours a week and, neglecting him and neglecting the house and everything else. Yeah, oh, I didn't think that's Labor Day and I'm full time, so I'll get holiday pay. Oh, that's lovely. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. So Monday I can't go and get the copy of the title for the car. Oh crap. Sorry, I was just aiming that at hubby. I have one car that has been just sitting, and somewhere along 3 different moves I had lost the title for it. So I was going to go get a duplicate title tomorrow so I could sell the car. Nope, not tomorrow. It'll have to be Tuesday. Then we have one more in the garage that the state and the bank and everybody seemed to lost the title and we never got it, so we can't sell that. And so there's one that's not running in the garage, and so it has to stay on the insurance, and it's just really stupid. Courts take forever. Yeah, exactly. That doesn't work, so I might as well just sleep it off in the morning. And behind me is a canister of cat food. I mix Crave meat cat food and Iams high protein cat food. So that's what's in the bin right here. And of course the water fountain and some of the glass collection is behind, and our emergency candles in case the power goes out. Well, they kind of misunderstood what the meaning of Labor Day is, Mudbrooker. It's make Mudbrooker do lots of Labor Day. Oh, that's sad. I'm sorry. I do this every time I start a stream. I start yawning. It's so stupid. I don't get it. Now I got hubby going, or he's trying to get me going. I think he's trying to get me going. That's not right.
No, you started it.
I'm going to have a yawning war. Hi, Chell. Yeah, fluffy cat walked by. So far, nobody's been trying to drink brush water, so that's good. But anyway, that's the current updates here. I'm not used to this setup that I've got going on the table here, so we're going to see how that... Oh, yeah, I'm glad I didn't have my kids on Labor Day. Anyway, I'm going to see... There's going to be some camera quakes and stuff as I try to figure out the positioning of everything and where to put my body in the midst of painting this. Because I am at the kitchen table right now, so it's an old farm drop leaf table, and it's got the cast iron fittings underneath and everything, and I love the table. It's just neat. And yeah, I've got a new bracelet on that I got at a garage sale for 50 cents. And I just think he's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm a big spender. Very big spender. But we had some neighbors that were moving, and so I had stopped in, and yeah, huge spender. Lots of antiques and stuff, though, that I was just oogling, but it's like, no, leave them alone. Can't afford that right now. Someday. And we did apply for rental assistance, so I am hoping that we get notification on that soon, because we actually did qualify from last year's taxes, and that will give us a much needed break to get 2 of our big bills down and gone, for sure. If they do what the landlord started the application process on, and we're probably about a quarter of a month behind on the rent, if that, but it's just figured might as well try and get into this program while we can. And it's because of COVID and everything. Oh, I just got demonetized. But you know, it's been a problem here, so it's like, you know, might as well. So we're gonna give that a shot, see what happens. So that'll get us back on our feet for sure, especially. Thankfully, he's got insurance, so you know that's covering most of the bills, and it actually did cover most of the hospital stay. So that was good because 2 days in ICU can get expensive, and the step down unit's not cheap either. So that's where we're at. That's all the updates. So I'm gonna see if I can flip this camera around. There we go. That's the back of my exercise bike. Yeah, I actually have had that nasty crap, so yeah, I can say it. Sorry for the camera quick, guys. Now these are just, on the cat, are base colors. And I can't zoom out. Yeah, it's not going to let me zoom out. If I back them up too much, then I'm not gonna be able to reach over to what I'm doing. Sorry, that's the chair. Now, of course, we all know the important thing. Hi, Bob. Bob Ross, positive energy. When you need positive energy, you need Bob Ross. You know it, that's my last can. I'm diabetic, I shouldn't be having it. So yeah, there's been a lot of work on this, and I could not, for the life of me, get that Afghan pattern the way it is. There just was no way that was happening. And I kind of faked on the sheets a little bit. You know, the colors are different a little bit and stuff, but the nurse that has the cat is very, very happy with this. And, you know, that's the important thing. And he's a spoiled boy. So what I'm drinking right now, I have Dr. Pepper Zero cream soda. Oh, it's Dr. Pepper and cream soda. Let's get my lamp in the right spot here. And then I have water. Don't know if I'll open the Bob Ross. Now, one of the colors I have been using on this canvas that has just been the most amazing color for me, I found at Goodwill for $1. And since then, I have ordered some for a couple of my patients who paint, and I ordered some more for me because I don't know, I don't see this brand very often, and I do not know if it'll be discontinued. So I decided to get some more, and I'm glad I did. This color turns around, and unlike blending with whites and things like that where you get it really to pop off the canvas in a bright area, you see I added white in here already, starting the color work on him, but it's still kind of muted. And the reason why is this, here it is, Tester's Craft French Vanilla. And this is a fantastic color. It looks like French vanilla ice cream. You know, the cheap Kemp's or whatever brand that's got that funky, weird, eggy looking something in it that, you know, says it's artificial. But it is such a great color because using it as a base for like the reds and everything else, it just toned everything down and made it really, really vintage, and I really like that. Sorry, I'm overheated, and yeah, talking makes me thirsty. But yeah, that is my favorite color. So what I'm doing right now is I still have to adjust Well, this is okay right here, but I have to tone this part down a little bit. Sorry, that's the stand. Might have to back him up a little bit. And I have to tone right in here down, so I'm gonna move him back farther. That should do. Wish I could zoom out. But yeah, it's just at this point is a little bit of color adjustment. So what I am using is graphite here and a little bit of regular white, and that's just a gloss, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't come across as gloss. Using a tiny bit of, yes, I finally got myself some really nice Winsor & Newton acrylic. I bought this a while ago, and I can't get it open. Really. Ow. There. I have to use the towel for that. And I've mainly been doing this on downtime at work, so it's because, you know, I work night shift mostly, so I'm sitting there watching people sleep. A little bit of regular black too. Oh, I gotta make sure not to have too much. And that's all I have been doing, except for the occasional mix of the French vanilla in. I didn't get the gray on here, or the white. Okay. Yeah, that'll be enough gray. More white, because at some point I'll be moving to the cat himself. I still got to go pull weeds in the yard today and do that stuff too, but I felt like painting first. So just kind of mixing the colors together the way I want it. The neat thing though is even with some of it where I don't use red in the tones, because I had done the base of the canvas, like some of this pink you can see back behind here, actually was a mix of the red, white, and the French vanilla, and it just came out really nice. Let's see, that's too intense. Let's tone that down. I want to get that, and I'm going to be slowly just blending this in. I'm using really light strokes. Let's throw a little black on there. Wraith, what's your problem, cat? Mom? We heard a alarm there. Just trying to work this in so it's not as dark. You know what? I think I'm gonna Mudbroker. You know, might maybe get one of those farrier rasps too. I can't. I don't understand it. I just don't. That baffles me so bad. Now I lost my picture of Peanut. Where'd he go? kitty, kitty. Nope, that's the painting. That's not the photo. There he is. Okay. Let's see, Mudbroker, you distracted me. Look at that. Yeah, I just think that's funny. Maybe chicken soup. Cleaning the chicken coop. Okay, I'm going to take a look at this here. That's one thing it used to be that old tools were the mirror, to go and look at your work in the mirror and try to figure out, if you had balance right and everything else. And I have to say that modern times with utilizing the camera on the cell phone has been an absolute godsend. Weird words out of my mouth. Just absolutely love that it lets me see, what my eyes can't see naked, usually a mirror will show you if your perspectives are off, if you take a look at your drawing in the mirror. That's already looking better. I think I'm going to lighten it a little here too. I keep going back to the camera on the tablet to take a look at the color. And I'm not too worried. I'm kind of keeping with the cross hatching up here underneath of him. Blend it in a little bit. Oh, there I go, Bob Rossing again. Always Bob Rossing. Now we are gonna actually hit the Renaissance Festival for our 6th wedding anniversary. We're going September 18th. We'll probably have money for food, but that's about it, and that's fine. We're just going to get out. We already have a cart rented, so Troy will be able to ride around. Otherwise, we'd be facing him not being able to go. That's why I'm not doing Pagan Pride this year either, because it's just too much to... Everything was just too recent. And that's next weekend, so. Oh, yeah. Well, it's like my mother's used butazolidine for pain, but she actually went by weight and calculated out how much of the pill she had to break off in order to use it. And boy, that was effective as all get out, I'll tell you. She doesn't do that anymore. Doesn't have horses anymore, so I don't think she's been to Fleet Farm or anything for a long time. But never would have thought of using ivermectin, a dewormer on a virus is just absolutely insane. Like that I put in my community tab where, the guy's like, my body, my right, and he's wearing a pack of ivermectin. You're afraid of the V's, but they're gonna go and put animal dewormer in their bodies. Oh, I'm scared of GMOs, and I'm scared of this, and I'm scared of that, but yeah, I'm gonna use horse dewormer. What is wrong with you people? This had to lighten up considerably. It was just way too dark in here. That's looking better. Aisha! Hey, I need to know, are you guys going to be home Tuesday evening? So I can run the painting over. And bring you some hot peppers from the garden. I have Tuesday off, that's why I figured I'd ask. Aisha's going to be using my painting of her on her YouTube channel too. I'm so excited. She was the one I did with the little boy recently. Okay, now just to start dry brushing. It doesn't look so much like cross hatching. Let's see. Oh, that's an improvement. Very much an improvement. Okay, so over here next. That, ew. That doesn't sound like that tasted very good. Now that old farm stuff, you know. But a lot of those old farmers know what they're doing with these medications. This paint actually dries pretty quickly. It usually takes about 10 minutes, but I don't move the canvas for about an hour just to make sure that it's, you know, pretty sealed on there. And after I get everything done, I'll be glazing this and sealing it so it'll even be out in the rain and it would handle it. The only difference I don't like, and I had to use what I had. And this is on a canvas board, and I'm not too happy with that. I don't like using canvas boards anymore. Because I've gotten spoiled with the pre-stretched canvases. Even the cheap Walmart pre-stretched canvases are better than canvas boards in my opinions now. But it was what I had. And I have a really huge piece of graphite board upstairs. I have no clue what I'm going to paint on that yet. That's got to be saved for something really special. I'm going to blend that in because that's where my signature is going to be, right in here when that's done. Okay. Rinse that off, and I'm going to dry brush a little bit more. Yeah, Blue Coat is fantastic. That is a great product for that. Okay. Let's see where my... Yes, see, some of this paint's already dried. I can't tell where I was. Okay, that's fine though. My one wolf husky mix, we could not have her inside. She just had such a thick, or she wasn't husky, she was shepherd, and she was a mixed long-haired shepherd and wolf, and oh my gosh, that poor dog. The flies would go so bad after her ears, and so we would just, there was no way of stopping it, so we would use the blue coat on her ears. Looked funny, but it worked. Healed them up. That her hair didn't even show scars. You know, sometimes they'll get the white hairs that come back in instead of the actual colors they were. She wouldn't even have that. Poor Duchess was always miserable with the flies in the summer. But she'd get so hot, and you can't shave a dog like that because they're, you know, that's, their undercoat's quite a bit different than an actual dog. It's like, technically you're not supposed to shave a pommy either because it destroys their undercoat. Yeah, the bag balm I actually break out from. My hands split apart from it. I have to be really, really picky about what I use. Although I still have some shea butter from a village in Togo, and that is, I still use it if my hands are really, really bad. It smells terrible, but it's raw shea butter, and not commercial produced, and it works really, really well. Although from what I understand, what the dermatologist had told me, because my eczema gets really bad, is that shea actually, when it's not commercially prepared, has steroids in it. Similar to, it's not as highly concentrated as, say, oh gosh, what is the one? Now I can't remember the name of the cream that's a steroid cream. Oh, brain fart. Begins with a T. I can't remember it. They use it for eczema, and they sometimes use it for areas like G-tubes and stuff if they get to where they can't really heal up too much and they just get swollen and aggravated. And I actually had the cream for a while, and but it's got a milder steroid than that, so the raw shea like that will actually decrease inflammation on eczema especially, but of course the dermatologist didn't want me using that, so instead prescribed a cream that was out of pocket almost $300 for a small tube of it. I'm like, you know what, I think I will just use the shea butter, thank you. I got very lucky being able to get it. Sorry, it sounded like somebody was outside. Yeah, I'm sitting right next to the kitchen window. Okay, now I can dry brush a little bit here. Tone this down. Yeah, I made some changes to how the crochet ended up working, because that just was driving me crazy. That was worse than the textured pillow I had done in the dog painting. So I ended up with kind of a fold. You can't see where I'm pointing. From here down, almost, it comes together with this side. So it acts like a fold in the fabric, you know. So at the heels of my hands there would be where the fabric comes together. So she actually liked that because he's slept on lumps like that before. So I think that's good right there. A little bit of caffeine here, and then I'm gonna start working on his face. I have 2 cats. Hi, Wraith. Mao. Brr, hi, Blam. Mao. Ma. Maybe at the end of this you can come up on camera. Oh, hi, Cindy. Yeah, that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, triamcinolone. Thank you, Mudbrooker. Yeah, the shea butter will kind of act, the raw shea will act like that. The dermatologist said in part because you don't really know what they're adding to it when they're cooking it in the village, and it's like, well, it's working, so I'm not paying $300 for a tube. I'll just use it. Okay. Yeah, Cindy knows about the pillow, how rough that thing was. I just, texture on that thing was just evil. What happened to my, oh, there it is. Use a couple of references of the same image here, because his markings are pretty distinct. I want to make sure I get those, and I got to get the color mixed. That one might be, no, that shouldn't be too red. So I'm going to go with the golden brown. Oh dear, whiny cat central. Wraith, you goofball. There is a kitty fleece tube thing on top of the one cat tree, and Wraith stuck his nose in it and scared the crap out of himself. Oh, my cat is not bright. Dear me, he's not bright. Okay, here's where I have to be careful because I don't want to have too dark browns in here. So very little of that. Go back to live chat really quick. Oh, he's been an absolute nut today. My cat's like super crazy. So this is the area I'm focusing on right now, is his ear, which you guys really can't see. It's also the same device I'm using the live chat on, so if I'm a little slow, that's why. All right. Yeah, Wraith pulled another one on me a couple days ago. I was walking to bed or something. I don't remember what. Oh no, I was near the stairs. And he was in his I want to beg for all the food mode. And so he turned around and scooted past me, but got his claw hooked underneath my big toe. I don't know how that happened, but it really hurt. Oh, if I go too far, I'm going to have to go with a really tiny brush, which I might have to do tomorrow at work. my toe bled like nuts, and it still hurts. Like, cat, what the heck is wrong with you? Oh, wait, he's a cat. That would explain it. I don't know if... Huh. Yeah, see, the tones don't exactly match at this point, and that's where I'm working right now, is trying to get those. So I'm going to blend some of that French vanilla back into the brown that I'm using. So I have to adjust the color of it. The brown is still a little too intense brown. Okay. Which is fine up here being a little more intense, but down here not so much. There we go. And I will come in here and adjust with a tiny brush on break at work tomorrow. I want to get this one done.
Sweetie, I scrubbed your cast iron pan for you.
No, you did not scrub my cast iron pan for me. In Mudbrooker, hubby found one on Facebook somebody shared where the guy said I guess he didn't understand why his wife was mad or something that he scrubbed the cast iron pan where it looked like nicely brushed steel after he got done. So hubby's been joking about that. It's like, that's just not right.
What? It was really dirty.
Yeah, the guy thought the pan was really, really super dirty. So he decided to clean it. Let's see. I have to keep switching back and forth, but I knew it. Oh, no response from Mudbrooker yet.
Probably in shock.
There we go. Yeah, this brush is too big. Crap. Crap, 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 crap. All right. Here we go. Here comes me smacking the camera. Here we go. There it is. There's the brush that the entire dog painting was pretty much done with. It's just, the angle's not helping either, but it's just not, not helping with the other brush.
Alexa, turn off living room light.
So now all of this, rest of this is gonna have to be with this fine brush to do all the little color work. So now I'm channeling my mother. I've seen that woman do 5-foot canvases with a brush this size when she still painted. She doesn't paint anymore, but...
You're not scary enough to be channeling your mother.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's just going to be blending with a lot of little strokes to try and work the cat's colors in. And I will, once this is done, I will have a video of it up like I did with the dog. Doggy's name is Corwin, by the way. But the English Springer, I had done that video of the painting from start to finish. And I will be doing the same with this one. Because initially the drawing was done in paint. It was not, I didn't draw ahead of time with pencil. Okay, that's a little more toned there. I'm just gonna slowly start working my way down the face. This nurse has so many photos of this cat where he's laying on his back with his feet up in the air. And he's like squinting in every picture. He's just such a relaxed cat. Okay. That's my water, Chell. Really, Chell? Really, really? Are you trying to come over here? Chell? Chell Bell? You coming over here? Did everybody see you? Well, they see your back. Mo? Oh, Wraith. Silky tail incoming. We can't even pick out what kind of hair type she is. She's got features of a tabby with extra hair of a Maine Coon. Oh, jealous. Are you having a jealous? Okay, come here, jealous. Come on. There we go. Let's turn the camera so everybody can see you. Now, flip the camera over. Wraith's favorite position. Huh. There he is. There's Mama's boy. Oh, Mama's brat. Yeah. He's been yelling at the squirrel outside the window today. The squirrel likes to be on the neighbor's house. Wraith. Now I got all three cats. Of course. Yeah, the poor brush has seen many things. Hey, Blum, you don't have to drink my water. Thanks. Now her little beard is wet. You know, this isn't permanent, Wraith. Although I'm pretty sure they wanted to see kitties on the live stream, but all they're seeing is cat butt. Hi, Shani. No, they don't want to see cat butt. No. Oh yeah, always. I'm gonna be grounding myself while I'm pulling weeds today. I'll be out there barefoot. Unless I have to play with sharp pointy objects, then I'll have shoes on. Because I don't want to drop sharp pointy objects into my feet. Seen somebody do that with a drill. Not a good thing. Got my chakra ring on too. Oh, eat that big cat. Yeah, this is the cat I'm working on right here, Shani. Really, Wraith, you know this is definitely not a permanent thing. No, it's not. I know, you just want to be. What's really funny is if this was Balam, I probably would let her do her butt thing because her... You guys aren't going to believe this. Her little... the brown eye and back is actually heart-shaped. It's like everything on Balam has to be extremely cute. The whole cat is like an anime kawaii thing. It's just weird. The whole kitten. And she's just little. I mean, she never got the size that Chell has or anything. And she's got these giant whiskers. It's like just bizarre. I've never had a cat that cute. Oh, Mudbrooker, ow. Don't do that anymore. I shouldn't say much though. I was in a patient room and they had the Hoyer lift, which is this manual lift to lift some people up without, with the machine. And some of them have an electronic control and other ones are manual. You have to crank it and you're going, I must increase my bust. Because you're going up and down with this thing, working the pectorals. Well, it has crossbars on it that you hook a sling to, and it's not liking that. Bracelet seems to be changing the light. Anyway, all right, back to work, Cindy. Anyway, it was behind the curtain leading to the closet, and I was putting medical supplies in the closet. I didn't see the crossbar and got myself with this big metal bar right here. I thought I was going to be black and blue. I really did. Didn't. I had a little teeny mark and that was it. But, oh, God, that hurt for days. Phthalo blue, my favorite color. Wraith, everybody can see your little flea bite. Oh, the little bits of hair that made it that Wraith is not breed standard for show. Is that right there? Yes, and everybody, the word is pronounced phthalo blue. Thank you. Yeah, we're having a Wraith break because Wraith was really jealous. And this is how he lays all the time. It's just like Oscar's 6 toes. Now let's see if he does the spanking thing. We're not going to. Normally you pat his butt and it'll just go whoop, right up. But not this time. Although he drools like Hooch from Turner and Hooch. This cat has a serious drooling problem. I just have the 3. Love my mushes. He's a Humane Society rescue. There's his other flea bite. Somebody had dropped him off, a breeder probably did or something, and they claimed that they had found him, except he was completely kennel trained and potty trained and everything. At 11 months old, he would walk. You'd open the kennel, he would walk right into it. He sat for claws. Yeah, he sat for claw trimming. He sat for, I haven't trimmed his claws in a long time actually. But oh God, he's loving this. He sat for shots. He didn't care about a thing. It's like that's all he knew his whole life or something. So we think a breeder did drop him off because they'll do that with kittens that are not breed standard. Yeah, he's an American Bombay. If you ever get a cat, Holly, they're a fantastic breed, but they're Velcro cats. They're so clingy, and they don't like when you're not home. When they get older, they don't mind small spaces. Like there was one trucker that had a Bombay that would ride with him across the country in the cab, and that cat was perfectly content with it. As long as they have their person there, they're just fine. But our two little girls from the shed floor that hubby bottle fed, he'd come home like every 2 hours and bottle feed them. They're so bonded to him that it is just amazing. Look at this beautiful boy. But you know, you're not the subject of the video today. You know this, right, Wraith? You like having me sit here where you can stare out the window? The squirrel's not there. The squirrel's probably up back on the window ledge. Yep. No cat butt button. Huh. You handsome thing. And the other thing about the American Bombay is look at that shiny coat. They have such an amazing coat. Most of them will have yellow eyes. And some of them will have pumpkin colored orange eyes, which is actually the breed standard, and they'll have a more pudge type face to them, a little more pushed in face. They're a mixture of, the breed is a mixture of Burmese and American short hair, so they're talkers big time. He's having a mommy moment. Thanks, I needed all the cat hair up my nose. I did. But you know I gotta get back to this. I'm not getting the painting done. Not that I get it done today anyway. The other Bombay my husband used to have, he would sit and watch cars. Watch cars and people. He'd ignore squirrels and birds and stuff. He was a people watcher. It's just weird. They're very people-oriented cats. And you are shedding monster right now. Yeah, are you done? Okay, not on the table. Oh, careful. Okay. Get around the cords. All right. Yay. Let's see if I can get this back in the right spot again. Where's my little camera icon? Hi. There we go. Time to adjust. That's the other lamp. All right. There we go. All right. Cat hair up my nose. Is this safe to drink now that you drank out of it, Blum? I have a straw in here. It should be okay. I guess she decided the World of Warcraft mug was good enough to drink the water out of. I've shared a drink with a cat. I had one cat that his name was Littlefoot. He was a poly, so he didn't have little feet. And the name Littlefoot just stuck. And he'd go and I'd be brushing my teeth and he would try to get the toothpaste and bite my toothbrush while I'm using it. So I had to get him his own toothbrush. And so he would go and rub that toothbrush and rub all over his mouth and everything. And he preferred the toothpaste, so I had a anti-fluoride toothpaste just for him, and he'd have a little speck on there, and as long as it was mint, he would go absolutely crazy for it. And my ex-husband walked in the room, and the cat is practically brushing his own teeth, and foam and drool everywhere. My ex-husband walked back out again like, that's it, I'm out of here. Littlefoot would not leave the toothbrush alone for anything. It was just hilarious. What really was gross, though, is I would wake up in the middle of the night and he would be, if I slept with my mouth open, he'd be licking my teeth. Like, ew. I've had some strange cats over the years. Oh, seriously, Chell. Now she's got a drink out of it. I give up. It's just, thanks. Yeah, I'm glad I provided you guys with water. Not that you don't have a fountain behind me. You know, there's no water there, but got a drink out of my glass. Thanks, guys. Oh my God. I guess I'm not drinking out of that cup anymore. She's chugging it. I'm not turning the camera again. But I will post a picture of this later. There. I have a picture of it. Oh, so much for my water. I'm trying to get the tones right on this cat because he's orange. He's not a brown. I probably should actually. I'm afraid to throw too much yellow in here. I think I'm gonna have to. Well, now that she's had a good sip out of my glass. Yep, I welcome everybody in my chat. Even if Hilton wanted to come in, as long as people are, you know, just getting along, I'm fine. I don't want to have, you know, what could constitute bullying or anything else, because I'm tired of the whole thing. I just can't anymore. I want this to be a safe stream for everybody. Have a nice safe place to just everyone come in and have a good time. And watch me get photos of my cats drinking my water. I can't. I just can't believe that. Oddball kitten. The only thing I have a problem with on this photo, well, he's not exactly orange either. And the photo is so vintage looking that it's hard for me to see what his actual color is. I'm gonna have to look at another photo. Yeah, he's still kind of brownish. Yeah, he's not exactly an orange. He's a washed out orange. Okay. All right. Yeah, here is him sleeping on some of the Afghans she's made. I thought about doing this one too, but that drove me battier than all the patterns in there. That would have just made me crazy. Okay. So I don't want to have a whole lot of orange in there too, just a hint. Now Balam is coming to visit. I'm still trying to get this tone right. This is hard. Sometimes this gets really, really hard. Okay. Oh, boy. Here we go. Hopefully my head's not in the way. I can't tell. Of course I can't tell. And the light changes on me again. I've got this intermittent cloud cover that is changing the daylight. Of course, it would have helped if the cat hadn't stepped on the light. Painting with cats. This is why when I get back to my resin work in my art room, there will be no cats in the art room. I gotta stand up. I can't see. Here we go. That's coming out better. It's amazing how much I used to watch Bob Ross and everything. And my mom used to get into fights with my middle school to high school art teacher, because I did have Lori Swedberg for 8 years as my art instructor. And my mom was so concerned I was going to end up painting like her and not find myself. And it's like I found myself and I'm painting like my mother. And it's just the weirdest thing. After all this time, I've kind of, and I, you know, I still do cartoony things and stuff like that. Like I want to paint, I want to do a Lord Bear style picture of Cirrus. And because he's got that cartoon character that's really, really cute. And so, yeah, I like doing the cartoon stuff for a while, but it's like I came like full circle doing the same things that my mother used to paint. Except she would go to various horse ranches and take tons of photos of the horses, take hair samples, everything. So she'd go home and work on a canvas of people's horses. And it's like nowadays, it's so easy with everybody carries a camera with them, you know. And it's just so much easier now. And it just kind of baffles me with how things have changed, you know. Sounds like I might have another commission coming up, but I think I'm going to work on illustrating one of my children's stories first. I have one I wrote about teaching kids about the garden and the different things you can find in the garden. And I think that's one I need to illustrate first. And then I'm thinking of doing a set of family picture books in different ethnicities. Just real simple, but just bright colors and fun things. And the first one I'm going to start off with is the African family that I used to work with, because I just want to. And of course their little boy will have the first printed copy, signed by his grandma. There we go. But I also still have to do an abstract for blue. I have not forgotten. And I am going to use toothbrushes. That's no joke. I'm going to use toothbrushes to paint it. I'm bound to determine I'm going to be using toothbrushes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think apricot describes his color pretty well. Oh, let's see. Of course, there's so many colors underneath it. Nope. Not quite. Okay, just a second, you guys. I gotta put the fan on me because I am cooking. To get a little bit of air circulating. I don't have this window open because I got to take out the storm glass to do it, and I've just been lazy. So I don't have the air circulating. If I'm painting here Tuesday, because I'd like to do some more live streams, then I'll have that window open. This is just layering in the colors here now. That fan feels better already. Oh my gosh, I was just dying there for a minute. I overheat so fast. Now Pumpkin's a pretty cat. He's only a year old. He's just a youngin'. Okay. And there we're going a little more pink, so I gotta delve into the red. She said he is such a laid-back kitty, too. He doesn't have a care in the world. I'm just laying colors underneath here right at the moment. He does remind me of my Oscar Six Toes quite a bit, minus the 6 toes. Or in Oscar's case, 6 feet. Because they found structures for 2 legs in the back on each foot that he had. So he actually had 6 legs. Polydactyls can be so weird. I gotta keep this enough lighter here so it's separate from the pillow in the background. That's where some of the color adjusting comes in. A little highlight right there, so let's go back with the highlight. Looks like I'm still good, I'm not in the way. Let's go back with the lighter brown. With that apricot color, as Mudbrooker put it. I think this brush is wearing out a little bit though. I'm probably gonna have to go with a fine liner brush for model making over top of this to get the individual hairs. Oh, I bet. I've only seen polydactyl chickens on videos. I'd never had one when I was little. That just sounds way too cute. Still trying to lay some background in here. Oh, are you back again? Hi, Balam. Coming to check out Mommy's water glass again? Now that it's your water glass? You sweet girl. She's so sweet. That is a lovely little cat. Oh, boy. A little hard on my back because I am standing up to do this. And I'm getting old. Go. All right. Now we're gonna go into, I think I'm gonna have to go to a smaller brush. Doggone it. Not that one. Here we go. Well, it's not so much smaller. as it's got a better point on it. So let's see if I have some more control on it. So now I'm getting into the finer work. I wouldn't do the finer work because I'd be adjusting the shape of the cat normally, but I've already done that. So now it's just getting the individual stuff in there. And I'm just going to keep working from one side of the cat to the other. Sorry for the camera wobble. I think the fan is adjusting the stand the tablets on a little bit. I have one of those gooseneck supports for the tablet. So that's what it's on right now. Oh, he's got a few stray hairs too. Let's throw that in there. I know he doesn't have as many of these really light hairs, but I'm kind of doing it for a highlight, just to show that there are those hairs there. Takes a bit of a steady hand. Yeah, I'm not face painting at Pagan Pride this year because everything's been just too recent with the hubby's injuries and everything, and it was just too much to handle, so I opted out this year, which is kind of sad because I enjoy doing it. Let's throw a little gray in this. But normally, you know, that's helped me really develop a steady hand and paint a lot faster, honestly. Yeah, I can see that a little bit. That's all I need. And then we're going to dip into the yellow just a little bit because he does have a little orange tone to him. Not much. And apricot is a really apt description. Ah, couldn't even see my color anymore. I have some brushes I got from Wish that are super fine point, and I may have to dig those out for this. Really nice brushes. I got super lucky because Wish is a real hit or miss. to the tan. Of course, there's going to be a lot more work on this off camera again. But I just wanted to just visit with everybody today and just have a good time. Before I go back to the grind of 16 hours tomorrow. Won't be bad though. I like the people I work with and I like the people I take care of, so you know, can't complain. Just by 3 o'clock in the morning, it's like, just am exhausted, but still keep going. Okay, I don't want to wreck the fine point on that one, so I'm going to go back to the other brush, to the abused one. Hopefully you guys can hear me good enough. And the light changed again. Hey, it's time for me to wake up. At least that wasn't the camera, you know. I don't set the alarm on my tablet. Okay, still the last comment was the polydactyl chickens. It's just so cute. I can't get over that. I love chickens. They're so cute. Although I ate chicken last night. Sorry, chickens. I was getting a glare. There we go. That's one thing my mom has always taught me though, is make sure I get the brush strokes going in the direction of the hair. think I might be able to sit down again here. So that's going to give you a better realistic portrait, more recognizable portrait if you keep your brush strokes going the natural flow of the hair. So that's what I always try to do. It's still too light. Okay, hopefully my head's not in the way. I do have a bit of a big head. Well, technically, though, I do. My Stetson Longhorn hat is large. A little bit of black in there. Not too much. I'm actually mixing on the palette, of course, but brushing a lot of paint right off the brush again, so I don't get too much of it. There we go. A little bit of the darker brown again. I just put a little bit on at a time so that I don't have the paint get wasted. He's wasted, man. I mentioned I'm a little strange. I'm just gonna get some of these underlines in here. Yeah, I have some bones I want to paint on too, like buffalo leg bones and stuff that I want to do some art with. And weavings I want to work on, and just too much stuff. Too many things. And also right now I finished a sock, My Little Pony, that I'm going to put up on my Etsy store. I'm making a dragon out of socks right now. Well, in between the painting sessions. Trying to see where I'm going with the markings. His jelly beans are going to be fun. love kitty jelly beans. The eye is going to be interesting because the one eye actually is open partly. He's got a squint happening. Okay, back over to the apricot. Check the live chat quick. Ah. Yeah, morning. Oh, nice. Oh, I have to admit, I saw one video, a clip of it that you were in a live chat, and it's like your wall behind you with all the cast iron pans. I was so jealous. Like, give me those. Okay. Oh, there was still some dark in there too. So let's go that route. Teeny bit of the black. And the brown. Again, this is just an under portion here. This isn't his actual color right there. I want to layer in a base for the darker brown. Okay. Now the sunlight's back. I swear that one cloud is trying to be my bane of my existence here. Let's head over to the darker brown. That does sound yummy. Mudbrooker made the bomb for sauerkraut. Oh my God, that was some good stuff. That sauerkraut was amazing. I'm going to be raving about that sauerkraut the rest of my life, I swear. Well, it's gonna look a little weird. There are little hints of gray in the striping. Oh yeah, I know. I saw that Grampy was bragging it up. I saw where Emmy Made in Japan is one of the channels I really like for cooking, and she took on somebody. She watches this one channel that does food preservation and stuff. So instead of full-on canning, they used the half-gallon jar and cooked a steak in it, and had made a pot roast right in the jar using a hot bath for 3 hours. It looked so good. Instead of setting it up for storage, you just eat it right away when the jar is cool enough to touch, of course, but she was talking about how good that came out. I managed to get a book on canning and preservation, a Betty Crocker one, for 50 cents at the same garage sale. I got the 50-cent bracelet. It's like, because I don't have much to preserve this year, because this year's been a nightmare. But still want to get into doing canning and stuff. And I'm eventually going to order a book from Amazon on doing different Asian pickles and krauts, so to speak. And because I want to work on that too. I did make cucumber kimchi, and I don't know, my verdict is still out on that. Although cucumber is a very strong flavor, you don't realize how strong it is until you use it in something. And so the cucumber flavor is just really strong in it, but it's also really hot. Because, you're using the chili powders and everything else in there. It's supposed to be chili flakes, but I didn't have any flakes. I just had the powder, so that's what I used. And it came out tasting really good. It's just not something that I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. But like, I love regular kimchi. A bowl of rice or a bowl of ramen with regular kimchi is just so good. I'm gonna do another video on this Dr. Sebi stuff too. I was researching some more today. Well, the whole YouTube research thing. And, if I had done the last video where people are giving Irish sea moss to infants and making formula out of it, and they're doing it because it's alkaline and all that crap. But some of the recipes are really interesting and stuff, but boy, the things people come up with. Some of the recipes looked really good, and I'm willing to try them, and I'm going to try some of them. But the reasoning behind it is what's insane. And I still haven't gone through all the court papers from his lawsuit with the city of New York, though. It's so weird because it's listed as a restraining order. And it's not. His family's complaining that the FDA sued him for prescribing, and that he won because he brought in a bunch of witnesses and stuff like that that said that he had healed them and everything, and it just sounded like such bunk. And I go looking through the papers, which took me a long time to actually find them because the family is doing a documentary and has control of the documents out there right now. So when I did find it, they had settled out of court. Sebi was not a doctor. He wasn't even high school educated. And his first wife started, I think, was the first one out of the four, started calling him doctor. And so then everybody was calling him doctor, and he wasn't. And that was some weird stuff. Oh yeah, kimchi is, be prepared for it being sour and spicy at the same time. It's gonna be sour and hot. But I like it. I worked in a house years and years ago that they introduced me to kimchi. I have a child. She's over here grooming her paws. It's okay. I'll fix it. I'll fix its little wagon. Get the paint clumps off my brush. Actually, it's not that screwed up. I just think it is. Thank you. But boy, it takes a while. Holy cow. You think this whole time this is, well, I sat and chatted for a while too and held cats, but this is as far as I've gotten. And I'm actually holding up my right arm with my left. And there's a little black tone there, so yeah, teeny drop of black on my, I'm using that lid of an ice cream container or something. Swiped it from work. I had a bunch of leftover lids that were forgotten in time. Now I see where I goofed. Okay. Let me see where that is. Really, Cho? Are you back again? I can't see what I'm doing. Please don't dump my my Dr. Pepper there. My cute cats. Okay, so that's not black to there. Black is right there. All right. That's better. Oh, she's back drinking my water again. Oh my God. Yep. She just ate the cat food. Instead of drinking out of the fountain, she has to come and get it out of my glass here on the table. Did you ever think, Chell, that maybe I wanted that? Oh, Shanny, I did take pictures of her drinking out of my glass, so I'll put them up on my community tab and on Instagram later. It's not as bad when they're, you know, if you have, well, I mean, it is not the best thing for the cat, but I had one that had cask and cream out, and I had a glass of it there, you know, and my cat Muppy came up and started drinking out of the glass, and then I picked up the glass and I took a drink out of it and then set it back down, and then she took a drink out of it, and we're sharing the glass, and my ex-husband walked in and he's like, ew, and I'm like, what? It's alcohol. It's not like I'm gonna get many germs from it. It was so funny. She was, I didn't realize at the time she was another Bombay. And she was also a polydactyl. She was Littlefoot's mom. And she was just a really, really big snuggle of a cat. And I swear she loved being pregnant. She was so happy. Yeah, it's going to be a while before it fully comes to life, but it is happening. You satisfied with my drinking water there, cat? I'm glad you are. That made her happy. Oh my God. My cats are so weird. There we go. Now that's looking better. That's looking a lot better. Holding my arm up again. There. That's looking a lot better. Ooh, drippy, drippy. Okay. No drippy, drippy on the painting. All right. Let's see what time it is here. Oh, so I gotta go out and pull weeds, do some more laundry, clean the kitty boxes yet. Adult. No one to adult. Yesterday, all I did was sleep and played on my computer. I did a load of laundry and I cooked dinner. I was a little disappointed. I tried to do apple chicken, which normally you take apple juice and you cook the chicken in that, and you have apple slices and onions and carrots in there, and it really sweetens up the meat. But I don't know, I didn't put enough salt in it, I think. I'd done a bunch of other herbs in there and stuff, but I just wasn't happy with it. So I'm gonna shred that chicken up today and probably make some noodles with it and some sauce and go from there. So I mean, I cooked and did the dressings on hubby's feet and did some adulting things, but not too much. Gotta make sure I remember where my darker markings are. So that's gotta go this way more. Okay. I just made a mark for myself there. Just ignore that one. This paint is drying up on the plastic a little too much here. Yeah, I want to do a fantasy painting or something too that I can do on my Teespring. I only have a couple products on my Teespring right now. In part because their site seems to have conniptions at times when I'm trying to add things to it. You know, once I get that set up, I'll have that in my community tab and in my descriptions, but let's see. Back to the photo. I'm gonna ways off yet. Go. I did have Printify, which goes directly to your Etsy. You can link it with your Etsy store, which is what Helton is doing with his stuff. But Etsy has changed some things. Like recently, they've added where you have to list the source for the shipping and exactly how many days. Well, the thing is that it had designs for like t-shirts and mugs and stuff like that, and it's very hard. Printify uses different printing companies and different shippers, so I'd have to go through every single listing, and some of the shipping prices were different depending on the size of the product, and even the locations would be different depending on the size of the product. Or if it ended up that they had to backlog and provide from a different shipper or from a different printer, then you'd have that thing. So I'm sitting there and you're having to deal with all the contingencies and have this in the listing. And otherwise they won't let you publish the listing. Well, I got so annoyed with it last night, I just disconnected the print shop from my Etsy, and I'm just going to stick with Teespring, and eventually hopefully my channel will get big enough that I can, that it'll affiliate link me. But I was just so annoyed. It's like Etsy's kind of cracking down on weird stuff, and I understand they want their customers to be happy with knowing where the product is coming from and that there's tracking and all this. I understand that, but they're kind of really coming down on the sellers hard. And I have one design in the works, a t-shirt design that I already had up on Etsy for a bit, but I'm gonna have to modify it a bit because I didn't quite like how it turned out. It's a mirrored unicorn design. So I do have a drawing tablet, and that's too dark. So, I can work on drawings on the computer directly. It's just not something I do very often. There went my light again. There we go. So right now, my Teespring only has a couple of Dragon of Marduk products on it. And of course I was having trouble adding more to it, because internet. Because reasons. But that was pretty frustrating to have that happen. I'm waiting for the point where Etsy's gonna turn around and say, well, you have to give us exact weight, and you have to provide insurance even if you're selling something for $3 and all of this. Oh my God, what a nightmare. I'm waiting that I think that's where we're going to end up going with Etsy. Oh, I can't see anymore. I think I might be at my end here. I cannot see what I'm doing. I can't get any color. Ugh. The light changed so much I can't until it gets dark in here, and I'm only relying on the lamps. Let me see if I can get the other lamp up here. Yeah, that's not making any difference at all. And I have the aught light right on this. And I can't tell. I can't see anything. Well, crap. Crap. I was painting for 2 hours, so that's not bad. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Holly. That's what I wanted, to just have a nice, relaxing, fun time tonight, you know. And yeah, I am getting somewhere. Why is the camera going in and out of focus? Yeah, so at least I'm getting somewhere and having fun with it. Hello, plant and cat tower. So that's the thing that Wraith scared himself on. Was that big fluffy thing in the corner there. The cat tunnel thing. Oh, my cat's a dingbat, I swear. Switch. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm pretty well done tonight with that because I can't see anymore. But I got quite a bit done, and I know where I'm going, so that's gonna be a big difference. Yeah, so gotta go out and pull weeds yet. Make sure I have the neighbor's grapevine invades, so it's like right now it's trying to choke out my asparagus plants, and so I gotta pull it off of that. And then there's some weed flowers that somebody planted probably decades ago that are just, if I don't pull them, they just spread like wildfire. And they're ugly. They're really ugly. So I gotta do that because they're trying to choke out the asparagus too. And I mean, once fall hits, I have to prune the asparagus back anyway, so it regrows next year. And I think I got some more zucchini ready to harvest today. Gotta harvest the hot peppers for Aisha, who was on earlier, and her sister, because you know they use them in the African cooking all the time. So some stuff to do. And clean the cat boxes. Not my favorite job. We have 4 cat boxes for the 3 cats, because if anybody gets really perturbed at somebody else, you know, it's like at least they can go in different places. And one of them is in the downstairs bathroom, which nobody uses unless they have company. Yeah, I tasted the ripe grapes that we got out there right now. Now their grapevine is like 30 years old. Now I know some of the the vineyards and stuff have really old plants over in Europe and stuff, but I swear it's changed the flavor in the last 3 years on this grapevine along the fence here. I don't know if it's not getting enough nutrients or what the deal is, because they just, I mean, they were kind of sour to begin with, but, because they're more a champagne grape, but it just, I don't know what the change in the flavor is. I'm not really liking it very much. The leaves themselves taste fine, you know, if I make dolmas or something, then, they're okay for that, but I'm not happy with the grapes. And I don't want to put up another plant on the other fence, because just doing maintenance, pruning that thing back is crazy. I might stop at my neighbor's later and see if she has any grapes that I can just harvest. But she's also hyper religious, and it ends up being really long conversations over there, so I don't know if I want to do that. Nice lady, but oh my word, it just can drive me crazy sometimes. You know, that's the one that tried to tell me that ventilators kill people. And I'm like, I'm a vent nurse, and I've known some people who have been on ventilators for 30 years so far, and they're still alive, so I don't. When I told her that, she kind of got irritated with me because I started laughing, and I could not stop. Like, that's what I do. So it was too much. It was too funny. So, yeah, it ends up being really long conversations. But, like, we have half a block away, we've got one neighbor that has a gigantic mulberry tree, and they can't even harvest most of it because this tree is really old and really big. And so we'll go the portion that's over the sidewalk, and we're just out there with, well, she brought a bucket. I wasn't expecting it because I was out weeding, so I only had this old shirt, which is now purple, because I filled it. I was holding my shirt like, I used to do on the farm, and turn that into a cloth bucket, while you're wearing it. I had it full of mulberries. And my husband does not like mulberries. But it's like, I do. And I had thought, okay, I want a mulberry tree. But after seeing that tree, I don't want a mulberry tree. It is, they're so messy. And this thing, the sidewalk was purple. You just mush this stuff under your feet because, the people that bought the land had a bed sheet down trying to catch some of the berries, but they had it in the wrong place. Although some of it did get caught on there. And when it hit the ground, it went and flattened, so their sheet was getting purple without much berries on it. And it's like, oh wow. But at least I know where it is now. It was the first year that I harvested from it, so next summer I'm going to go out there with a couple buckets, and the neighbor lady that, she sometimes will go and cook meals for us and stuff too if things, get really crazy here. She said that they don't make a very good jam, unfortunately. They're not sweet enough to make a good jam. Yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do next year, is just bring a sheet with and set that down, and like you said, shake it, but I think half of them too didn't make it to my shirt because I was eating them as I was picking them. I like mulberries. But yeah, behind the candles, that's a mirror. So there's a doll in the background that I got at a Christian thrift store. probably 6 years ago, and she's from the 1800s, that doll is. She's kind of been my companion. Hey, Sadie! Yeah, you're really late, hon. I'm so sorry. I wasn't expecting to do a stream today and decided I wanted to paint, and I had to stop. Whoops, I just caught the ring in my hair. I had to stop painting because the light's adjusting so bad I can't see what I'm doing. I got trees in front here that are blocking out some of the light and the intermittent clouds. I cannot tell what I'm doing anymore. So I kind of ended the painting stream for tonight. Plus I got to go out and do yard work anyway, but this is where I was at tonight. I was working on the ear that this one here with all the hair. So one of the nurses I work with, this is her cat Pumpkin. And the nurse does a lot of crochet work and stuff too. So this is actually the photo that I'm painting. And her colors and everything is really vintage coloring. The bed sheets are vintage looking. This blanket is actually pink. It didn't get the color correction on my printer. I just printed that mainly for you guys to be able to see what I was working on. But everything's very vintage and muted tones and everything, and I just fell in love with the picture, and I'm like, I've got to paint that. And she's paying me for it, so it just takes a while, because now I'm doing, real tiny brushes again. So that you need to put a photo of that on your community tab if you have a community tab, Sadie, because I'd like to see that. Have you been doing a lot of art, or just painting for fun? Always starts with painting for fun, though. Clean these brushes off. I think this one, I thought I had gotten this one at Michael's, but I think this one is one of the Wish ones, because Michael's doesn't sell any with whichever Asian language writing that is. I don't know any of them, so that's why I'm saying whichever one. So, yeah, I'm working in acrylics. I'm working in a mixture of, the craft paints and like I've been slowly investing in the Winsor & Newtons. Some of those colors are like $8 to $12 a tube. So I'll buy one here and there. I have 3 of them so far. I have my burnt umber and my yellow ochre, and then this one is the cadmium red deep. Oh wait, I have 4 because I have phthalo blue too. Maybe 5. Do I have cerulean blue? I don't know. I have a lot of paint. And this back here, I should bring that to camera really quick. Just a second. This was my first wood carving that I did, and this was all hand chisels. This is my husband's walking stick. Oh, ombre is hard. You'll get a feel for it eventually. Yeah, this was this gigantic log that I bought from a woodcarver at the Renaissance Festival, and carried the log around the Renaissance Festival until we got to the car. But there's oak leaves on here and a snake. It's his druid staff. And of course the hawk head at the very top. And of course wood carving, the wood dictates what you can do with it. There's a face hidden in the back of the staff here. And the leaves are copper plated, actual leaves. It's been sitting and it's a little dusty. This thing's really dusty. I have to do some dusting with it, but this is my slide guitar. It's been not strung for a pretty long time. But yeah, it's got the Armor Meat can for the pickup. And it's made out of a cooking pot. It does work. 2x4 for this. This is a lap slide, so it sits on your lap. And you use a glass or a brass slide with it. And so I need to learn slide guitar a lot more than the little bit I do know. That's the only guitar I have left because my hands got so bad I couldn't paint any or couldn't play anymore. So I had 3 other guitars and my daughter's got all of them and she wants that one. So she'll be getting that one eventually. But I paid $80 for it at Pawn America. I was just like, I have to have that thing. And it sounds really cool. It is a dobro slide, so it's got that tinny but really deep quality to it. It's a really cool guitar. And that one should be easier for me to play because I'm not pushing on the strings. I'm just using the slide on the strings, but this hand is bad too, so picking or doing anything like that now is getting really hard. But I do have a bowed psaltery, which has 2 bows that you're just running the bows up and down the sides. And the strings are different lengths, so they, you can slightly tighten them to change, get the pitch just right and stuff. And then of course I have a recorder. I don't play that too often, but they were a medieval instrument, even though, it's like a recorder you think first grade in elementary school or something, but, they're an old instrument. Yeah, so I've got some leftover stuff from my time, being a musician, so. But I'm quite happy with being an artist. That was my long-term dream. I didn't get to sing with Neil Diamond. I wanted to be an artist, and I actually did get to sing with Whitewater and with some smaller bands that were pretty famous in Minnesota for quite a while. And don't eat the paint shell. Good grief, kitten. But back then, everybody was smoking in the bars and stuff, and I'm allergic to cigarette smoke, so that kind of put an end to it too, because when your lead singer is having an asthma attack, it's not a good thing. But I did get to perform on stage with my kids and stuff, and that was fun, and they're still involved with music, and it was worth it. So I'm chasing the dream, but it's trying to figure out, how much of my business, now that I've gotten more into painting, and hubby's not doing chainmail or anything, I've got to get him back into being able to do it depending on what he can see. And the hand strength, because he does act like he had a stroke after he came back from the hospital the first time, because there's some left side affect. That chainmail's not too hard to do, really. and I've got stuff like leather and leather tooling and just wire work. I don't have any soldering, fortunately, but hubby used to knit, so I have a whole bunch of yarns and everything else, but I do some weaving and painting on bone and carving on bones and stuff. So there's a lot of things I can incorporate together, but I have to go through some of my old art resources and stuff and sell things off because I have to destash a little bit. I have way too much. Work's been okay. I switched from the one full-time job to having my part-time became my new full-time, and I'm only working one job now because it was just too much. I wasn't home to do anything to help hubby with anything at all, his therapy or anything else. It just got to be too much, and so financially it's a lot tighter right now, especially after buying his bandages and all of that stuff, but you gotta do what you gotta do, and I had to determine what was my priority. Was it gonna be more money, and then maybe he gets in worse condition and then that more money's going that way, or do I take some responsibility at home? And I like being home. Good grief, our honeymoon was 2.5 weeks in a little car. We didn't kill each other. We were laughing when we came home. That's just the way we are. We're so bonded together that being home isn't a problem. We did get an okay from the doctor to be able to have in-home nursing and physical therapy and occupational therapy, but then the problem is that the insurance, if we only got the nursing and got that through the company that I work for, I had hoped that I'd be able to be home and take care of him then. But then they would not, the insurance company does not allow splitting up of nursing and PT and OT. It all has to be one company that does that. It's really stinky. But, so you really cannot choose your provider to, that extent. So, drop the nursing part. Okay, fine. Because they were only gonna, the one company that does all three would only have nursing come out twice a week. And what good does that do? I set up his medications, I do all that stuff anyway. Twice a week, 2 hours a week. So 1 hour each time. If we got home health care with PCA services, that would be 1 hour a week. Yeah. And so if we went just with the PTOT, there is a high out-of-pocket cost because the insurance will only pay for so much. So we're doing that on our own. We're trying not to incur more expenses than we have to. But at least being home, in the long run, it's kind of saving me that money and those out-of-pocket costs, and so it's worth it. And to be home with him a lot more is worth it. So yeah, that was one of those adult decisions I had to do. Oh, neighbors are out with their dogs. Looks like they got a little baby toy poodle now. Oh no, that's the little black fluffy dog that hates my guts. He hates all humans. Except the one that's taking care of him. It's part Shih Tzu and toy poodle or something. Angry little animal. He is one angry little animal. So anyway, I have to get to doing other things. including washing my water glass now that both cats had drank out of it a few times. And I got to get out to weeding and kitty boxes and do some more laundry and cook supper tonight and just do life. So I want to say thank you to everyone for popping in today. I thought the post office wasn't delivering because the truck just went by. Anyway, and I appreciate the super chat too. It was just nice to spend time with you guys and just chill out for a while. So I hope you all have a good night, and I will see you later. So blessed be everyone. That's the wrong button. How do I stop this crazy thing?